Hi, this is a Python calculator I created using Tkinter. I've just demonstrated how this system works for you right now as 89 multiplied by 3, and you can also clear 5 divided by 3 as the answer. Clear. As you can see, the system is working as you were expected, and what I'll do next is just to take you guys straight into the coding area, where I will then develop one for you all, or where we develop one together. So let's go into the coding area now and see how I managed to put this together. Okay, we'll start by importing Tkinter, and we import all of the components there. Then the next thing I will do now is just to define my function. I'm going to call that source. You can call it root or whatever you want to call it. And the size, call my size, and I will now store my object. Store object. Okay, this object I want to define will be my frame right there. Then the source. Yeah, that's the source. Let's give it a border. I really don't need that, but I might as well put it anyway. Border width. Yeah, make that something, maybe 1, that's fine. And my border there, make that 4, yeah, that's fine. And background color, yeah, I do need my background color because I want it to look a bit pretty. So let's go for powder blue, that's fine. Okay, the next thing I'll do now, let me just speed it up and get back to you once I finish developing this frame. Okay, this is how my frame looks like. The next thing I'll do now is just to let me define another method right here for the button. So might as well just create a little separation there, and there I need the source for my size, and let me get something for the text right there. Then put a comma right there. I need a command there, and this very command I'm going to say none in lowercase, sorry, and that is it, column. So let me speed this up as well. So the next thing will be store object, speed. Okay, right here my store object will also store the button, just like it's storing the frame here, and as you can see it's packed the frame there. It's also packed the button so that you guys can see it on the screen. So the next thing I will do now is just let me create a class. I need a class. Class in this case would be for my frame, so I'm going to call that okay, let's call it class app. Then we'll call that frame there. The next thing is let's define in it and solve right there. So I will also speed this up because I don't want this to take too long. Okay, now that I've finished defining my class, let me just try out this, but before then I will end the program for now and just run it for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is how it looks right now. So I've finished that, so I'm just gonna save and run so that you see how it looks like. For now, this is how it looks. One more time. Okay, the next object I will create for this project is let me create the display. That'll be the display for the calculator, so I'll just call that display, and a string variable. Okay, then enter. Let's make that self comma. Oh, sorry about that. Comma. The next thing will be, let me relieve the, so maybe I should use maybe raise or rigid. Let me make it rigid and comma. So I'll just speed that up, get back to you guys as well. And there we now have the display in place. If I save and run, this is how it looks for now. You see, that's the display there. You can add anything we want to add for now. Okay, the display is made of text. You can see it raised up is because I've used the following rigid. And I can also change it to something else. Let's say if I say flat, This is how flat look like. So press F5, and that's how it looks when it's flat. And supposing I decide to raise it, let's say raised and run, that is how that very raised look like. It looks like a button. So I don't think that's good enough. I think even if I decide to use something like let's say something, let's see what will happen there. So with the sunken, let's see how that looks like. That is how the sunken looks. It's either going to be that or maybe I will use the rigid. But there's one more I need to try out. Let me try out the groove. Now that's the groove. With the groove, let's see how the groove look like. And that's the groove as well. The groove also look like a button, which I don't really want, so I might as well just go back and just settle for rigid. Let's go for rigid there. So the next thing now, since I've finally made up my mind with rigid, I will now declare, or I'll now create maybe my clear button. Let me create my clear button, get that out of the way. Sorry about that. Okay guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is to enter parentheses and enter my clear. I have those ones in 2 parentheses, 1 square bracket, another square bracket, speech mark, square bracket, bracket close. So the first parenthesis we have CE, which is for clearing as well. Then the second one will just be C. So what I'll do now is enter a semicolon there, then just speed this up so that I don't take too much time. Alright guys, this is how the program is looking right now. The first C is there, is just to clean the display interface, and the C we actually do the same thing. So what I'll do next is just run the program so that you guys see it. You can see some improvement on it compared to the previous window. Okay, now we can see, as we can see, we see the display, then we see CE and C. Those are 2 separate buttons. If I type into the display, click on the CE, you see what happened, clears the system, and I type into the display button, I can also play it. So now we will now proceed with the numbers, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, the next thing is now to create the number buttons. So let's start by saying for number buttons. Okay, in open a bracket, enter my parentheses. So I'm going to arrange it as 789, then I'll put / to represent my division, then comma, another, that'll be 456, then enter multiplication, that'll be, the star would represent my multiplication sign, then the next one will be 1 2 3, then minus, close that, comma, and let me go for 0 dot as my decimal function, then plus. Yeah, I think that will do. So yeah, that will do. I think I have 78945. Okay, that's correct. Close the bracket and just enter my parentheses. So let me just speed this up. Just before I speed this up, let's correct this to for loop. Okay, now so let's speed it up. Okay, I've now completed the number function. So I have my number buttons right there. There they are, and that's the variable that declared for all the buttons. Okay, they'll be on top, and this one is for the just for the characters. And here lambda function, I use the lambda function for my calculation right there. So the next thing is I might as well just let me give this a try and see how it works. So I'll run it and see. So this is what I have so far. 7 8 9. Let's minimize this so that you guys see the arrangement of the numbers. Look at the arrangement. Okay, 4 5 6 1 2 3. Then I have my comma right there. sorry, my subtraction sign there, so I can erase. Supposing I have a decimal number and so on, plus whatever, and see. But what if you guys notice, I don't have my equals. I don't have my equals button yet, so I need to now create the function for that. So far, this is how the calculator is looking now. It's looking pretty good though. I'm proud of it. I like it. So let me go back and define my equals function. So we start by defining as follows for the equals button equals I calc, which is the name of my function right up there. So I'm now just going to state the rest of the function for, sorry about that, and there we have the function for the equals button right there. So what I'll do next is, let's just see if this is going to work. So run and save. There we can see the equals button there, right there guys. Error, because there's nothing there. But if I say 9 multiplied by 6, that's it, divide by whatever there, plus, and that's it guys. That's how you create your own calculator button. I believe this is even simpler than my previous Python calculator. I love this much better. You can see the background, everything right there. So with this brief tutorial, I'm just going to call it the end of the day. So but before I go, let me show you guys the codes one more time. And this is the final part of my codes, and that's where I ask the system to loop. And here, let me change one thing here, because I just like consistency with my codes. So that's the char right there, so because I've been using that, so I change that to for I equals, yep. Okay, the same thing here. Alright, hopefully that should work. Now let's see if it's going to work, as since I've changed one or two things there. Yeah, still working as we expected. Times 3 equals, that's correct. Clear equals, that's good. And let's see what will happen. Error, that's fine. That is correct. So that's how you develop your own calculator. But like I said, let me show you guys the codes. Let's go back there and show you the codes. Right from the top, take it from the top guys. I'm gonna scroll right down. Scroll right down again. And that is how you create your own calculator in Python. Far better than my previous Python calculator. So run it one more time. And with that, I'll say you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.